Welcome, graduates, family members, faculty, friends, pets, to the Case Western Reserve University Master of Science in Anesthesia Diploma ceremony for the class of 2024 here in the beautiful setting of Amasa Stone Chapel. Congratulations. I'll encourage you to keep clapping whenever you want. Thank you. I'm Stan Gerson, Dean of the Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine, the sponsor of this master's program, and I'm delighted to be here with you to celebrate this momentous occasion. First, I want to recognize that our school has the honor and the uniqueness and privilege to coordinate the MSA programs in Austin, Houston, Washington, D.C., and right here where it originated in Cleveland. Thank you to our graduating students from across the country for joining us today. And your spirit and engagement in this remarkable program has been much appreciated and carries on year over year. And I also want to acknowledge that we have a webcast. So thank you to those who are joining us online, family and friends, and some of our graduates who could not join us here today in person. Each of our MSA graduates has worked incredibly hard to get here. With our faculty, family, friends, and peers are incredibly proud of your individual and your collective accomplishments. This past year, I was able to visit our training sites and hear and see your enthusiasm, your engagement, your focus on your future roles. And it really was an infectious experience for me. And I kept saying, geez, why didn't I do that? I'm intrigued how many of you have come to this profession from a wide variety of different backgrounds and then joined together for a very bright future. As certified anesthetist assistants, often you will be playing an incredibly pivotal role at the most vulnerable times in the patients that you care for. And it's an amazingly versatile training program that you've been through that helps you take care of folks from all age groups, all clinical and hospital settings across the globe, and here in whatever town and city you'll be providing care in. And I'm delighted to say that when I asked, how have you been trained for those unknowns, those crises that happen during anesthesia moments, every one of you said, that's how we've been trained. We're ready for this. And I saw the simulation centers as well. Our goal at Case Western Reserve and through your program leaders is to train our MSA students to become the best anesthesiologist assistants in the world. And I'm absolutely positive that you all will be, and that's one of the reasons that you've all been successfully placed into your professions. As you embark on your professional journeys, I want to remind you, never underestimate the power and the importance of empathy and compassion in patient care. Each day, it's essential to prioritize individual needs of each of your patients that you serve. In fact, I find it to be energizing, and I'm sure you will as well. And I'm sure that you will become leaders in your field and help us lead the nation in our MSA program. In fact, it's only one of the two legacy programs in the country. Ours started here in 1969. Today, as you graduate, I'm confident that each of you will continue this strong legacy. As we matriculate our next class and celebrate them with their white coat ceremony, and I just heard today that we're going to get the occupancy next week for Austin. I'm delighted with the high standard that you've actually all established. Keep in touch with us as well. We want to hear from you. We want to help you recruit our next group. And when they graduate, maybe they'll come work for you. Now, it is my opportunity to turn the program over to a familiar face, John Rafiki, Executive Program Director for the Master of Science in Anesthesia program here in Cleveland. And I want to thank you all as we get started on the next phase of your journey. Joe.
Good morning. Who knows what side this is supposed to be on anyway? We decided on left. Anyway, good morning and welcome. My name is Joe Rafisi. Currently, I am the Executive Program Director of our network, and I am the Program Director of the Cleveland program, but that is not going to be for too much longer. But this is the last time that I think I'm going to stand up here in this capacity, so it's kind of sentimental to me. But anyway, welcome to all of you. For those of you who come to this event every year, you hear me say the same thing every time. It's really great to see the number of grads that are actually here. A lot of people from out of town. All you folks here and your families and your those who helped you get here. It's great to see you all here, and thank you so much for investing the time and the money to get here. What I'm here to do now is introduce Dr. Rashida E.K. Oduru. She is our current medical director at our Houston program, but she is going to be stepping down from that post pretty much after this event right here today. I first met Dr. Ike in 2018, pretty much when she was named medical director of that program. It just so happened that she was our third medical director in Houston, and we certainly saved the best for last. Dr. Ike is a graduate of Case Western Reserve from School of Medicine from 2008. There she was encouraged to think critically and to prioritize scholastic progress in the field of medicine. Her educational philosophy is to help students, student learners, and junior faculty develop these same skills. She takes pride in being a successful educator and mentor, both at Case Western Reserve and at the University of Texas McGovern School of Medicine. Her efforts with her students and colleagues have resulted in numerous publications, presentations, and invited speaking engagements. She has been recognized for her educational contributions by receipt of the McGovern Medical School Dean's Teaching Award and acceptance to the McGovern Academy of Master Educators program. Dr. Ike is a resourceful and dedicated educator at UT and the UT Health Memorial Hermann Hospital in Houston, specifically at the Texas Medical Center. Her areas of interest are biomedical ethics, pediatric trauma, complex pediatric airway management. She is adept at curriculum design and integrative instruction. She provides high caliber, interactive, operating room-based instruction and encourages students to develop critical problem-solving skills. She also teaches learners about the importance of ethical practice in medicine, serving as a faculty instructor for several biomedical courses at CWRU and at the McGovern School of Medicine. Dr. Ike chairs the Fetal Ethics and Innovation Board at UT Health, at the UT Health Fetal Center, and she provides ethical oversight for innovative and groundbreaking fetal surgical interventions. As I already told you, Dr. Ike will be stepping down as the Houston Medical Director after this academic year. We certainly are saddened by this fact. Nonetheless, we are eternally grateful for the years of expertise and dedication that you have imparted to our leadership team, to our entire network, but most importantly, to our students and graduates. You will be sorely missed. On a personal note, I want to thank you for being a great colleague and friend. Your exuberance and zest for life is contagious. You always have, and I hope always will make me smile when I see you, and I love the fact that you call me your big brother. And now, may I present with honor and reverence our keynote speaker for this event, Dr. Rashida E.K. Oduru, and please applause.
I'm trying not to get teary-eyed. Thank you so much, Joe. That was beautiful. And yes, it is bittersweet for this to be my last graduation here at Case. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to the graduating class. I've enjoyed watching you grow over the years. You may no longer remember those first few months when you were truly a novice learner, trying to keep your head above water in what must have felt like a sea of chaos and confusion. Those of you who interviewed with me may remember my warning to you that this master's program is designed to teach the basics of anesthesia, which really were not basic at all. I warned that this was not the field to pursue simply because your mom wanted you to or because it pays well. Because remember, no one pays you this well for no reason. There's got to be a catch, right? You smiled brightly and reassured the admissions committee and I that you understood. I imagine that it was difficult to fully envision what lay ahead. Your ardor, grit, and dedication are to be commended and praised. You transformed an undergraduate education in the general sciences into complex knowledge acquisition on applied clinical care. Each of you is now fully capable of integrating yourselves into an anesthesia care team. You can sort through complex patient histories and confidently construct an anesthetic plan. You know how to show empathy and when to exercise patience. You know the importance of being flexible because time flows differently in the hospital environment. You may finally remember how quickly our assigned cases can change because of the unexpected trauma or the inevitable, unforeseen complications that may prolong OR time. You have demonstrated proficiency in technical skills like airway management, IV placements, and arterial insertions. And each of you has also worked very hard to learn the pathophysiology, anatomy, and clinical pearls pertinent to the field of anesthesiology. What I would like to do today is to offer a few final lessons. I would like to share some wisdom that I have gained over time about things that we cannot easily teach you in the lecture or in a sim lab in the OR. When I was first asked to give this keynote address, this send-off to our best and brightest, I thought to myself, gosh, am I old enough? But Shane Angus and Joe Rafisi laughed and reassured me that it was quite the opposite. The committee was impressed with what I had accomplished in a relatively short period of time, and they wanted me to share my journey in hopes of inspiring each of you to continue to push the envelope beyond your education here at Case. So if you will allow, I would like to share two stories with you with the aim of highlighting the importance of being resilient in the face of an unforeseen challenge, the significant impact that we can have on patients' lives, and the importance of showing compassion. So resilience, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. The first story I want to share with you is one that had a very profound impact on my life and altered the trajectory of my medical education and career. It was the summer of 2005 here in Cleveland, Ohio. I had just finished my first year of medical school at Case Western, and I was exhausted but grateful to have survived and be heading home for break before starting a summer research fellowship in hematology and oncology. When I arrived home, my mom expressed concern about my appearance. She said that I looked too pale for a half Nigerian Southerner and began an inspection that could revile that of the most intense of helicopter moms. She was hyper-focused on my legs, complaining that they rivaled her own in terms of swelling. Honestly, I hadn't noticed. I felt like I was a lucky survivor of The Walking Dead Season 1, and I felt every bit of the battle that I had just gone through. I had learned about pitting edema during my first year coursework and casually went through a possible differential diagnosis for my problem. I was 23 years of age and had been an athlete for most of my life. It was unlikely to be anything serious. I reassured my mom by telling her of my expert opinion since I had just successfully completed 1 full year of medical school. I did agree, however, to follow up at the student health clinic upon returning to campus the following week. When I did, they did a physical exam which revealed persistent leg swelling. I was sent for a Doppler ultrasound of my legs and routine blood work. The good news is that I did not have blood clots in my legs. There was, however, a little bit of a blip on the blood work, but the physician said that it was likely a lab error. She asked me to return to the lab to repeat the study just to be safe. The following Monday, I presented to my summer research lab. I had enthusiastically introduced myself to Dr. William C., who had taken me under his wing. He was a hematologist at the University Hospital of Cleveland, and I was super excited to learn more about my future profession. Dr. C looked pretty tense, though, and anxious. He immediately asked me about my follow-up visit to the student health clinic. This should have been my first clue that something was amiss, but, you know, youth. He quickly ushered me out of the door and sent me on my way. When I arrived at the clinic, I was put in an exam room and told the doctor would be in soon. In what seemed like hours, she finally walked in. She was flustered and quickly apologized for being tardy. She said that her toddler had been fussy that morning and slowed her down. She then switched gears and asked me whether or not I had taken hematology-oncology during my first year of medical school. I said, you know, this is a pretty odd question, but I responded affirmatively. She then asked if I knew what CML was. I replied yes, chronic myelogenous leukemia. She enthusiastically stated, yes, that's right, with a smile, good job. Then she said, you have it. Robotically, I replied, okay. She prattled on, instructing me to go next door to the Ireland Cancer Center, where they were waiting to perform a bone marrow biopsy. I nodded my head and walked out the door. In retrospect, I think she felt relieved somehow that it would be easier to deliver bad news if she didn't have to actually dive into the details. A flood of thoughts and emotions raced through my mind. The news was jarring, to say the least. How could this happen? What was happening and why? I had spent literally my entire life preparing for medical school, and it felt like that it was slipping away in the blink of an eye. I wanted someone to fix it immediately so that I could return to my life of tasks to complete and boxes to check. I had goals, dreams. This couldn't be happening to me. I enjoyed order and predictability and had followed the rules and done everything expected of me. So what do I do now? Well, I did not walk straight to the Ireland Cancer Center. Instead, I trudged to the medical school, crying and howling the entire way. The poor administrative assistant was beside herself when I burst through the office door, mumbling that I needed to speak with Dean McKinley. You see, in that moment, I thought, surely there's a fix. There's immediate fix. And I did remember that Dean McKinley had spoken to us about her journey with breast cancer during our white coat ceremony the year prior. Just my luck. She wasn't in. It was the summer break, after all. Thankfully, after a very caring society dean, a second one, Dean Hanley, was in the office, he offered kind words and comfort and rallied the troops on my behalf. By the time I emerged from the fog, I had undergone a full workup, including that pesky bone marrow biopsy, with the presence of my best buds from med school, who had been summoned on my behalf. I was very, very grateful to have my case family during this unforeseen challenge, especially since I had no family in the Midwest at all. That summer, a big decision lay before me. What exactly does one do when she is diagnosed with leukemia during her summer research fellowship in HEMONC, of all things? Should I stay the course? Should I take time off? Do I leave medical school? I cannot speak about what others would or should have done in my situation. What I can do is tell you what I did and what I learned from that experience. None of us can predict where our paths will lead, nor can we predetermine what challenges we may face. What we do have control over is our choices. I chose to soldier on. I was determined not to let cancer change my path. Well, not entirely. I was determined not to become a victim, and I had hope, faith, and a very strong community surrounding me at Case, and I had resilience. I completed my summer research project, and I started the fall semester with my cohort. In essence, I chose to fight. By the time I was finishing medical school, I had a new lease on life, a totally different outlook. Yes, my career was important to me, but I realized that it was equally important that I enjoyed as much of this journey along the way as I could, because tomorrow truly isn't promised. I fully embraced the work hard, play hard mantra, which I still live by today. I studied intensely since I had chosen to pursue a career in anesthesiology, which was a very competitive subspecialty with limited residency positions. I did, however, use every single vacation day given to me to begin exploring the world, which Ken Maloney can tell you I still do today since I was in Korea 3 weeks ago. I was determined to not just survive, but to truly live. What I learned is that, for me at least, there's no better way to disconnect from it all than to get lost in a new city, to explore a new culture, or to gaze at the sunset in some exotic locale. So whether it was Albania, South Africa, Japan, New Zealand, Chile, Croatia, or Iceland, the list goes on, but so do the amazing experiences I have been blessed to enjoy since that time. I'm actually grateful in some ways for that journey because it forced me to see the finality of all and seize opportunities immediately rather than take the wait and see approach. I credit this to my success in my academic career, as I'm currently seeking out full professorship after a mere 11 years in practice. What I want you to take away from this reflection of my past are the endless possibilities that lie at your feet when you are proactive about dealing with challenges that you face. You have likely already had to find the will to persevere despite difficulty. Many of you had to make significant and often uncomfortable life changes during the pandemic. It affected the way you studied, how you were taught, and how you engaged with others. But you had a goal. You wanted to contribute in a meaningful way to society as an anesthetist. And today, you have succeeded. Look what you can accomplish when you lean in, when you relentlessly pursue your passions. Thankfully, your long days in didactics, sim labs, and clinicals are behind you. What lies ahead is amazing. You get to use all of the skills you have developed to make a meaningful impact on the lives of others. I implore you to always be mindful of the fact that what you have done and what you will do matters. It matters to your patients and your future colleagues. Believe in yourself and rely on your loved ones to navigate any unforeseen challenges. I do ask that you remember my story that I share with you today. How we serve others as clinicians is extremely important. Yes, life happens and we are not robots. We get anxious, stressed out, and emotional sometimes. But we work in a field where it is a privilege to care for others during what may actually be their most vulnerable moments. I cannot think of a worse way to have been told that I have cancer. That moment has stuck with me for 2 decades. Even during some of the most exhausting overnight call shifts, I do my very best to remember that in those moments it's not about me. I do believe it is our duty to protect the peace of our patients and show compassion with each interaction. That being said, it is also important to seek balance and remain flexible. It's okay to change your path at times if something no longer serves your best interests. One thing that did immediately change for me was that I no longer wanted to practice hematology oncology. It hit too close to home. I'm grateful that I found my true passion, anesthesiology. I often joke with people that I love drugging kids for a living. Kidding, for those of you with kids in the audience. But I am very proud of the difference I make every day in a child's life. I take away their fear before surgery and often the fear of their parents, and I relieve their pain afterwards. I have worked extensively on patient quality and safety initiatives to make sure that we are always giving our best to the kiddos. I truly love what I do, and I've loved sharing that love of pediatric anesthesiology with many of you. When I was a second-year resident, I did my first rotation on pediatric anesthesia. I really had no idea what to expect. I was a bit nervous because I was told by one of my senior residents to be hypervigilant because the kids tend to turn blue really easily. What a pep talk, right? While the rotation was certainly challenging, one particular patient encounter made it all worth it. One night during trauma call, I cared for a young boy who had been engulfed in flames accidentally during a bonfire. I took one look at him and I can only imagine the amount of pain he was in. He had third-degree burns over 50% of his body. What was most heartbreaking was the fact that he was clearly traumatized and kept asking if he was going to be okay. I reassured him each time and made it my mission to master multimodal pain control that night to grant him some peace and a pain-free night. I checked up on him during the entirety of his month-and-a-half stay. I even followed him on the pediatric pain service, learning how to treat his chronic pain. When it was time for him to be discharged, his mother actually sought me out and thanked me. She said that she was so grateful for the interactions that I had had with her son because the relief he would express afterwards was priceless. He had become so fearful of the dressing changes and debridements, but when he saw me, he knew he would be fine. I was very thankful to have been helpful and a source of comfort. Meeting that young man, witnessing his innocence and fear, left an indelible impact. I had never considered pediatric practice before, but I suddenly was interested in pursuing a pediatric anesthesiology fellowship. It is truly amazing when you realize that we really can make a difference in this field. Whether you are providing reassurance to patients during your next MAC case or taking your time to carefully answer a patient's questions and allay their uncertainty, practicing with patience and compassion will always be appreciated. I have been the medical director for Case Houston for 6 years, and it is bittersweet to bid each of you farewell. I am, however, ecstatic about the impact you will have on your healthcare communities. So, as you branch out and spread your wings of practice, remember that the challenges you will face will only strengthen you in the end. They will give you color and a deeper respect for the human lives you will be responsible for in the perioperative arena. Focus on the oath you will take today. You are now stewards of health for our community. Show compassion, empathy, and respect. Never forget that we are each on a journey that may be marred by uncertainty and fear, but please never forget the positive impact you can have on others. You are more than capable. You are ready. Your strength and commitment to completing this rigorous program is a testament of that. I'm proud of you. We all are. Welcome to the field and congratulations.
Thank you, Ike, or as we are going to call her today, Dr. Ike Oduru, for your inspiring remarks. It's been a pleasure to count on you as one of our leaders in Houston for the past few years. And I'm sure we will continue to see many great things from you as a fellow Case Western Reserve alumna like myself. My name's Matthew Norsha. I'm the Executive Medical Director of the Case MSA Network. I'm also the Medical Director in the Cleveland program. And today, I'm pleased to have the honor of announcing the recipients of the MSA's program's new Helmut Cascorby Valedictorian Award. Dr. Cascorby was the head of the Department of Anesthesiology at University Hospitals from 1980 to 2000. So he was my first chair when I became a practicing anesthesiologist in '96. But during his time as chair, he oversaw a critical period in which the program transitioned from being a Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences program into the Master of Science in Anesthesia that we have today. Without his unwavering support and conviction for the need for more mid-level providers of anesthesia in the modern OR, the program could very well have failed to exist. The program, the graduates before us, and myself owe him a tremendous debt. Thus, in honor of Dr. Cascorby's significant contributions to the MSA program at Case Western Reserve University and his long-standing commitment to the anesthesiologist assistant profession, the MSA program started the Helmut Cascorby Valedictorian Award and $1,000 award given to the spring graduating student with the highest grade point average at each program location. It is our hope that this student award will serve to recognize the important impact that Dr. Cascorby has made on the AA profession and on this program for years to come. This year, we are pleased to have all 4 of our recipients of the Helmut Cascorby Award with us here today. Valedictorians, when I call your name, please come up to the stage to receive your certificate recognizing your impressive accomplishment and from your program director. We'll start with the Austin program, Michael Leung. From the Washington program, Rachel Smith. From the Houston program, Tyler Eckel. From the Cleveland program, Jenna Vance. Congratulations to all our valedictorians and to all our graduates on their accomplishments from the past 2 years, and best wishes as you venture forth to the next exciting chapter of your professional career. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Shane Angus, and I am the Associate Executive Program Director for the MSA program, as well as the Program Director for the Washington, D.C. program. I have the privilege of announcing the MSA program's Student Honors and Faculty Awards. Each year, a select group of students demonstrate a commitment not only to their own education, but that of their peers. Their leadership takes many forms, such as serving as student chiefs for their class, representing professional and advocacy and legislative interests of their class, and for Cleveland, serving as representatives to the university's biomedical student graduate organization. They truly, truly are the leaders of tomorrow. Student leaders, if you would please stand and be recognized for this important service so that your peers and us can recognize you. The success of the MSA program is based on the inputs and many, many hours of dedicated service given by a bevy, yes, a bevy, of faculty members, both didactic and clinically. In the official commencement book, available online for family and guests, you will see a long list of clinical instructors who work with our students daily within our partner hospitals, all across the country. These residents, attendings, and anesthesiologist assistants were voted by the student body at each program location as having stood out for their teaching abilities and to the service to the MSA program and the profession. While none of these instructors could be here present today, as they are providing needed patient care at our partner institutions, we nonetheless wish to honor them with a round of applause for the important contributions they have made to the education of the graduates before you today. Thank you all. Lastly, this year, we are pleased to celebrate some of our key faculty members who have devoted 20 and 30 years to our students' education in the MSA program. At this time, I invite Dean Gerson to please take a mark at the stage, and I would like to invite our recipients of the Silver MSA Faculty Awards to please step forward and receive their service coin in recognition of the significance of your contribution and dedication for the past 20 years. First, we have Dr. Matthew Norcia. And David Zagorski. Thank you, gentlemen, for your 20 years of service. It's truly outstanding. We also wish to recognize two Silver Service Coin recipients who could not join us today. Both of them are CAAs, and it is Thomas Bruno and Sarah Orr Russell. They will receive their awards at a later date. Now, we would like to present the gold service coin to those faculty members who have dedicated over 30 years to the students of the MSA program. 30 years is a long time during which these faculty members have witnessed the transitions, significant transitions and growth in both the program and the profession. And they stand before you today as a testament to their unwavering commitment and service to this program and, most importantly, to all of our students. Pete Kalusik. Joseph Rafisi. At this time, I would like to pass the baton to Dean Gerson to say a few words about one of our faculty. Dean Gerson.
If you haven't guessed, I do want to talk a little bit about Joe, who has received his Longevity Faculty Service Award, and I understand that an even bigger milestone is taking place very soon. If I'm informed correctly, and I'm pretty sure I am, that this fall, Joe will retire from a full-time position at university hospitals in the Department of Anesthesiology after more than 40 years of service as a certified anesthesiologist assistant. That's 40 years dedicated to patient safety, care, well-being, before and after undergoing anesthesia. And I suspect that if we counted it all up, he's done well more than 10,000 procedures and benefited more than 10,000 patients. What an incredible accomplishment. I'm going to give Joe a minute to figure out the real number, which I'm sure he'll tell us. Even more impressively, many of those years, Joe worked in pediatrics, helping children, and has seen the field evolve incredibly as our medical advances have made anesthesia much more safe for that population. And as you can tell by his incredibly calm and friendly demeanor, there isn't any possibility the child was ever scared under his care. Let me tell you a little bit about Joe. So Joseph Marion Rafiki is a fellow Case alum. In 1982, he received his Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences. That was the degree preceding our MSA program. He first worked at Metro Health and then at Lutheran Medical Center here in Cleveland, then joined University Hospitals in 1985 and was a clinical coordinator from 1991 to 2004. He joined the faculty in 1992 as an adjunct clinical instructor, teaching clinical didactic skills. And then in 1992, when we began the MSA program, there was one graduate. Good job, because if that person hadn't done well, I don't know where we'd be today. So thank goodness for that. While teaching MSA students, he was a student himself, earning a master's degree in education from Cleveland State University, then took those skills and really took over full administration of the MSA program. In 1998, there were 5 graduates. Slowly but surely, it was a growing concept. With Joe at the helm, we started clinical rotations for second-year students outside of Cleveland, then outside of Ohio. And we've all come to learn that Joe thinks and dreams big. In 2010, we achieved something that hadn't been done before, and that is that we began the fully accredited program outside of Ohio. We have folks from Houston with us today. That was 14 years ago, a long way away from here. Used to be a little easier flight time to get there and back. And so Joe's responsibilities grew, and he became the executive program director, taking care of the 2 programs. And as you know now, we have 4 different programs. And during that first 30 years, more than 300 were trained. And as you can see by the size of our class now, it's more than doubled the rate, and the need is huge across the country. We began our 3rd program in 2012 in Washington, D.C., and then just 2 years ago began in Austin, and now we've doubled the matriculating class from last year to this coming year. So there are 72 members, congratulations, of our class this year, with an astonishing 1,132 alumni. And one of the things that deans get to do is go around the country and meet all of you. So I will be in your town meeting, and you'll be on our list. So Joe, I'm not sure we're big enough yet, but he tells me he's going to keep an eye on us and take on additional responsibilities for the program, looking over safety and quality. And he himself has been a member of the founding entity called the Ohio Academy of Anesthesiology Assistants, and served on the board of directors for many years. He's served on the board of the American Academy of Anesthesiologist Assistants, the Quad A. He's a member of the American Society of Anesthesiologists Committee on AA Education and Practice, former commission and vice chair of the National Commission on Certification Programs. I can't imagine a more impactful person around the country for this field. And I'm looking forward to his continued activities. And last month, in front of his peers at that Quad A meeting, he was named an emeritus member of the Academy. And I'm sure that's not because he was walking away, but because of his seniority in the field. So I want to congratulate Joe on an astonishing career and his commitment to this field, and his ongoing commitment to our program, and his intentions to stay very active in the field going forward. So Joe, our congratulations. So I'm delighted also to note that this legacy is ongoing. His nephew, Joseph, is a 2019 MSA graduate, and his stepson, Isaac, is slated to join this year's entering class of 2026 in just a few weeks. So your passion is infectious. Your impact on the field is remarkably infectious. And as I said, Joe will be entering a new role, so you'll see him as an advisor and quality assurance role for our MSA program. And I'm sure that he will keep us on the block for keeping our program as strong as it has been with all of your activities and support. So thank you again. And Joe, you may want to say a few words.
Be off the cuff. It's, as I said before, this is a bittersweet experience for me. It clearly is time to move on from administration, because we have so many good people who are ready to take over. So my thought is, okay, I'm 65. It's probably time to stop clinical practice, not because I don't love it, but I won't even get into why, but because I do love it. I will, believe me, I will miss doing anesthesia. This has been my life, my passion for a long time. And for whatever reason, I was pretty good at it. So, you know, what can you say? What I will say is, again, looking out, to me, it's kind of amazing that we are where we are. The first, I mean, we literally, the program was on life support, and we were only one of 2 at the time. And some of you heard me say this stuff at the Quad A conference, but I mean, because to me, it's pretty incredible that that this whole thing could have died about 1985, 1987, because it was on life support. But again, Dr. Cascorby, as Dr. Norsh has pointed out, he remained committed. I happened to be at the right place at the right time, and I was very interested in getting involved in education, and Dr. Cascorby gave me his blessing. And all I did was, again, take advantage of situations that presented themselves, and how it grew into this, I don't really know. But there are a lot of folks back here who are very much responsible for why we are where we are, and I am thrilled to be turning over the reins. I really wanted to stay involved, so I think, as the program continues to grow, both locally for each program, we're accepting more students. The demand is there, so each program is taking more students. We're trying to find new clinical rotation sites. But what we're doing is growing locally in the 4 sites, and also looking at starting new programs. And this is pretty much to answer the demand that is out there for finely trained people like you. So someone needs to kind of take a look at this from a higher level and make sure that the folks in Austin, the folks in Houston, the folks in Washington are getting the same kind of experience as the folks in Cleveland. You all pay the same tuition. When you get your diplomas, you're going to open it up and you're going to look and see that it says Case Western Reserve. So it's very important that all of you are educated in the same way. And it's pretty much time for someone to be taking a look at this from a 360 high altitude view. So I look forward to assuming that role. Thank you very much, Dean Gerson, for your kind words. And I don't want to take up any more of your time, so thanks. Okay, at this time, we will begin the presentation of pins and diplomas to our graduates. Families and guests, we ask that you please remain in your seat during the presentation. If you want to take some photos, you can stand up in your seat, but the university would like us to keep the aisles cleared. So please do not get in the aisle to take pictures of your loved ones. There are professional photographs that will be shared with all graduates and families. So we thank you for your cooperation in this matter. Graduates, today you will receive not only your diplomas in recognition of all the hard work that you put in over the past 2 years, but you will also receive your school medicine pin, welcoming you into the field as medical professionals and practitioners. This is a time-honored MSA tradition, and we are pleased to continue moving forward with the class of 2024. Today's diploma ceremony will proceed from our newest MSA program location to oldest. So we will start with Austin, followed by Washington, Houston, and then Cleveland. So Ty Townsend, the program director of the Austin program.
Good morning. My name is Ty Townsend, and I have the privilege of being the program director for the newest Case Western Reserve University MSA program in Austin, Texas. In the brief moments that I have before we start awarding our diplomas, I would like to the inaugural class of Case Western, Austin, Texas, I would like to thank you. Our time together draws to a close, and so too does this chapter of your life. I want to thank you for allowing us, the faculty and the staff, to walk alongside you during this journey for the past 2 years. I would be remiss if I didn't take our last few moments together to try and instruct and teach. I have one final ask, not just of the Austin class, but of all the students. Take time to breathe. Your airway masters, it's what you've trained for 2 years, and you provide that to your patients. But as you're heading out, I want to remind you to breathe. Take time, breathe deeply, do it with intent. Be mindful of the moments and grateful for the experiences, not that you've had, but for the ones to come. Look at where you are right now. Surrounded by family, friends, loved ones behind you, faculty in front of you, in a beautiful facility such as this. Breathe deeply. Take it in. You will never again have this moment, surrounded by your friends, your colleagues. Give appreciation to yourself for your hard work and your accomplishments that you've achieved. It is pretty amazing. And as we've heard, you're joining the Case family. And it's been growing, and it's going to continue to grow. And you are now a part of that, and you're going to be an integral part in the future of that. So go forth, live in the moment, and go live an amazing life. Thank you. Medical Director, Dr. L.D. Herzog from the CASE program, will be calling the students up. Case Austin, if you'll take your positions, please.
Greetings. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry. I'm LD Herzog, as mentioned, and I'm the medical director for the newest MSA program located in Austin, Texas. And I have just an incredible, have had an incredible experience with our students. Being the newest program, we get to go first, which I really like that. And our students are recognized first. I could tell you stories about, especially this guy at the first of the line, but I'm not going to do that. So I just want you students to know that our faculty members are so incredibly proud of you. Where you started and where you are now with your clinical knowledge and anesthesia skill is extraordinary. And so we are so very proud of you. And so now, I'm going to put this tassel back here. Now is the fun stuff that we get to recognize you for what you've done. So you've already taken your positions, so we're going to move forward with the handing out of diplomas. So our first diploma recipient from the first class of Austin's MSA program is the Marcus Bryant. Alex Nicole Cruz. Epstein Jacob. Matthew Tai Huang. Un Chan Lee. Michael Robert Leung. Ethan Lee. Nicholas Lee. Jasmine Marwan. Angela McCluster. And last, but far from least, Michael Edward Scott. Please join me in just recognizing the first graduating class from Austin, Texas, MSA program.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? Is it close to it, maybe? Happy midday to you. My name is Shane Angus. I was just up here a little while ago, in case you forgot. I'm here to say a few words about the Washington, D.C. program. I do like the joke that it's a small little town on the Potomac River. It's pretty calm and quiet. But these students will tell you that the clinical training that they experienced was far from that. We have some very challenging patients and pretty busy hospitals in our community. And they have seen some amazing things, and I know that they're going to go out and continue their amazing practice and do us proud. And we look forward to watching their journeys from afar. We know that they were all going to be exceptional. With that, I look forward to seeing you soon up on stage for your diplomas. Dr. Horn.
Hi, everybody. My name is Faye Horn, and I have the privilege of being the medical director for the Washington, D.C. program location. I am pleased to present to you the 2024 graduating class from Washington. I am really proud to see each of you grow in knowledge and maturity and confidence over these last 2 years, and during which you certainly have been able to appreciate both the fragility and resilience of the human body and spirit. I've enjoyed working with you in the operating room, side by side, and also learning together how to better take care of others. Today, you have achieved a significant milestone in your education in anesthesia. I want to remind you that you are always on a journey for lifelong learning. So at this time, I'd like to ask the entire graduating class from Washington to please rise and move to the right of the stage until I call your name and you receive your diploma. All right, we have Christina Brown. Yulia Sesnick. Morgan Tay Davis. Caitlin Hatton. Ingyun Jung. Lucas Martin. Suraj Khan Mia. Benjamin Nguyen. Yasmin Anisa Yusra Nueri. Rebecca Bhavna Ori. Zulari Patel. Tyla Rose Risucci. Lauren A. Roop. Rachel Lynn Smith. Matthew Choi Snow. And finally, Sammy Tabara. So please join me in congratulating the Washington class of 2024.
My name is Ken Maloney, and I am the program director at the Houston, Texas MSA program for Case Western. Welcome to my graduates. Welcome to the family and friends that are here today to celebrate this great occasion. Much like the city of Rome, a certified anesthesiologist assistant is not built in a day, but it is upon the foundation of the education that we provided you that you will hone your clinical skills and build your strong clinical practice. I am confident that you all can achieve the one overarching goal that I have for all of my students, that you can care for my family members and friends. It is with joy that I can say that to this graduating class. And I look forward to the times that we can greet each other as friends and colleagues rather than as students and mentors. Because you walked into this, all of you, the graduates, walked in here as students, but you will all walk out of here as my peer and my colleague. If we had differences during the program, I hope that you can forgive me and that, and that you can forget them, so that when we see each other at meetings or in educational opportunities, that we can greet each other with the joy that I have at this moment. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hello again. It's me, Dr. Ike, or Eke Oduru. Today I have the distinct privilege to present the Houston graduating class of 2024. I would like to congratulate each of the graduates and welcome you into the honorable field of medicine. I'm very proud of each of you for your hard work and commitment to serving your communities while our field is in the midst of a nationwide shortage of anesthesiologists and anesthetists. I enthusiastically welcome you to the anesthesia care team and look forward to seeing you succeed. At this time, I'd like to ask the entire graduating class from Houston to please rise and move to the right of the stage until I call your name to receive your diploma. Is it? Oh. Okay. Maria Fernanda Correa. Tyler James Eckel. Logan Patrick Vettig. Kaylee Lyon. Okay. Matthew Moen. Shailu Christina Savremutu. Michael Min Lokto. Veronica Nguyen. Please join me in congratulating the Houston class of 2024. Yeehaw.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carrie Twitchell, and I'm the Associate Program Director for our Cleveland MSA program. So I want to congratulate all of our students today, as well as the support systems that have shown up throughout the 2 years of journey that these graduates have undertaken. I was looking last night at the applications of our graduates, and I was smiling in amazement at all the accomplishments of this class. We have a lot of graduates who came directly from undergraduate. We have students who were in business, students who did mission work, students who have partners and children at home, and students who were educators prior to starting the program. Each of you has an amazing story, and it's just starting. It's kind of like Groundhog Day for us up here, though, as faculty, because each of us see you as the wide-eyed, nervous student on the first day, trying to stay awake for orientation, very worried on the first IV day. And yet each of you blossom into amazing clinicians. And each of you, as we sit around, we watch all of the aha moments. At different times of your career as a student, you each have them, and it's a blessing to watch. Just a couple things to remember as you go forth. Remember the number of piano tuners in Cleveland. Remember the 10 things that require zero talent. And if you're not on the table, you're on the menu. So I urge you to stay curious, stay involved, and please, more than anything, stay connected. Congratulations. If the students, Cleveland students.
Even though this isn't on the agenda, I thought it was appropriate for me to say a couple words anyway. Yes, Carrie is your program director. I am in name only, but I would have to say that you guys are the class that's going to stick in my mind the most, because you are my last class. You're my 28th graduating class, and it holds a very special place in my heart. Bride's class was great. Dave's class was great. Kate's class was great. So was Justine's. And so was, who else? Shane and Carrie and Ty. But you guys are my last class. So hold on to that, because I know I am. You guys have brought me a ton of joy. I regret that I haven't been able to get to know all of you as well as I would like to have. I regret that I haven't been able to work with all of you in the OR, because my clinical time is cut back so much over the past year. But I was just telling Carrie the other day, you guys are a great class. You have made our lives very easy, and there's nothing better than that if you're in our position. So good luck to you all. I am very, very optimistic about all of your future. And please, as Spock said in Star Trek, and a lot of you probably don't even know what the heck Star Trek is, but as Spock said in Star Trek, live well and prosper.
All right. At this time, it's my pleasure to announce the 2024 graduating class from Case Cleveland. I'm supposed to tell you guys to line up against the wall, but you're already there. So let's get started. Anthony Wayne Baldridge. Armando David Barron. Daniel Patricio Carrillo Gonzalez. Kylie R. Davis. Elena Lynn Dean. Nicole Diane Doxa. Jacob Camden Ebright. Nicole Renee Gustafson. Megan Caitlin Halloran. Colleen Keneally. Evie Lynn Malone. Marky Danielle Meadows. Stephen Lewis Nagy. Mackenzie Jean Petzel. Vineet Reddy. Mohina Singh. Adam Tawil. Heen Min Trong Lu. Alexandra Trykov. Jenna Laurel Vance. Aaliyah Khalees Winters. Please join me in congratulating the Cleveland class of 2024. I'm supposed to step down here now, but I'm not gonna. There are some other people that need to be recognized other than the graduates we have today. First of all, everybody sitting in about the 6th row back, you need to give yourself a big round of applause. All the friends and family, you're very well appreciated. Without your nurturing and support, this probably wouldn't have happened. I also want to thank Lauren Bahutka, who choreographed this whole thing. She did a tremendous job. Thank you, Lauren. And lastly, we've been a program for over 50 years, but it was only recently when we moved from the School of Graduate Studies to the School of Medicine that we really started to get appreciated by the university. And I want to thank Dean Gerson and Dr. Leah Loja, who couldn't be here today, for their support. It's never been as great as it has been the last couple of years. Thank you, Dean. Congratulations, everybody.
Okay, this pretty much concludes our ceremony. We did have some things to say in closing. First of all, there will be an MSA graduate reception being held in the Excelsior Ballroom of the Twing Student Center. The Twing Student Center, I guess that's Euclid right there. It's across the street and diagonal to us right here. Please wait for the faculty and the graduates to exit, families, friends. Once we get out and we start processing back to the Twing Center, then please follow us over. I do believe that the security at Case is going to keep traffic held for a little bit, and the idea is to cross Caddy Corner. Just follow us, and we'll get you there. I also want to thank Dean Gerson for his continued support of the MSA program at students. I also wanted to thank Dr. Leah Lojo, the Vice Dean for the Center of Medical Education, who's my direct boss. She could not be here today because she is celebrating her twins' graduation up in upstate New York, and we miss her, and she has been an incredibly staunch supporter of our program and our faculty and our administration. Rashida, I want to thank you for your years of support and dedication to our Houston students over the years. We will miss you greatly, but look forward to our students still being able to see you in the OR at Memorial Hermann from time to time. Thank you also for sharing your words of wisdom and advice as our graduates embark on their next steps of the journey. And again, I have to do this too. I'm going to thank Lauren. I'm going to thank Jen. I'm going to thank Logan, Teresa, and Chris, all of our network people. And then also I want to thank the folks from Austin who came. And I'm looking, is there any other administrative staff from DC or Houston? If you're here, thanks for coming. We appreciate your efforts and all you do to keep our students happy and keep their problems to a minimum when they're actually going through the program. So thank you very much. Lastly, thanks for your devotion and your dedication to taking care of people. This is paramount. So hold it, own it. Every time you walk into that OR, as I told everyone who I interviewed a couple years back, check your egos at the door, and the focus is on your patient. And if you do it that way, I guarantee you will all have a phenomenal career in healthcare and in anesthesia. So congratulations to you all, and thank you for all of your dedicated work. That's it. Thanks to all. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I cut out a little bit early. When you all took this oath at the start of the program, you were pretty, I would say, probably a little bit scared and wondering what was in store for you. Well, now you finished, and now you're all certified anesthesiologist assistants, and it's time to retake that oath. So if you would, please follow me along with the anesthesiologist assistant oath. It's in your whatever you call this thing. Yeah, why don't you stand? Thanks. You want to come up here? Okay. All right. Ready? I solemnly swear in the presence of all assembled, to carry out the best of my abilities the following oath. I will strive to reduce the suffering of my patients at all times, and never will use my skills to knowingly cause injury or for any wrongdoing. I will treat each patient with equal energy and respect their diversity, while safeguarding their privacy and honoring their right of autonomy. I will work to be an exemplary ambassador of the anesthesiologist profession, and will always work to strengthen its place in the healthcare team.